Hello, it's my Eurovision 2020 Top 41 countdown, places 11 and 10. Welcome to Matt Loves Eurovision. Please do click on that subscribe button or the notification bell, and as always, please do like, share and comment below. So finally we are approaching the top 10 of Eurovision 2020, and there's a bit of a shift in how many I cover in each video. We're now down to just doing 2 per video until we reach the top 5, when I'll be doing an individual video for each song then. And this pair of songs straddle the top 10, and it's a very fine start to the top of the scoreboard. So no further ado, it's at number 11, it's Bulgaria, Victoria, Tears Getting Sober. So Bulgaria are really one of those countries that are really aiming for a Eurovision win. They've had some very good results in sort of recent years. They took 2019 off for financial reasons, but came back very strongly this year with a very dreamy sounding song from sort of young singer-songwriter Victoria. Victoria was an entrant, as many Eurovision entries are, on X Factor Bulgaria. But in sort of recent years, she's been becoming kind of well known, or better known, on the Bulgarian music scene. She was actually the co-composer and co-writer of this song, and one of her co-writers was Boris Milanov, and many of you will probably be familiar with Boris Milanov. He's penned quite a number of recent and successful Eurovision entries. The song itself has a real sort of dreamy quality to it, but with a very definite progression which builds up to a really kind of stirring crescendo. It's both it's reflective but also very positive. The theme is around kind of mental health issues and overcoming them, and I think those are particularly relevant for these current times. The music video was quite simple but very slick, and I think that's nothing. You'd expect nothing less from Symphonics, who are the record label behind this. They put behind they're also behind several other successful Eurovision entries from both Bulgaria and also Austria as well. So I think, sort of reflecting on Eurovision 2020, Romania and Bulgaria, both those two countries, have brought some real sort of quality and class to this obviously sadly cancelled event. And at the moment of the cancellation, Bulgaria was actually was top of the betting odds and just taken over from some of the other countries. Betting odds that far out aren't always great predictors necessarily, but I do think Bulgaria was on course for another very high result, and it's not impossible that this could have navigated that route of doing very well with both the juries and also sort of the televote and coming through and achieving a very high position. So there were a few doubts whether Bulgaria would be competing in 2021, but those worries have been allayed. They will be there, and moreover, Victoria will be representing Bulgaria again. So looking forward to seeing what she brings to the contest for 2021. So number 10 is Latvia, Samantha Tina, and Still Breathing. I'm still breathing, I'm still breathing. So we kick off my top 10 with a country which, to be fair, hasn't had a huge amount of success in recent years in Eurovision, barring sort of a couple of exceptions in 2015 and 2016. So it's really nice to be able to include Latvia in my top 10 for this year. Samantha Tina, if she is not already, should definitely be a Latvian national treasure, not least for some of the kind of crazy performances she's been putting in from her own living room in lockdown. I'm not entirely sure her neighbours would have been quite so happy, given she was in very high heels and dancing and performing very energetically on a wooden floor. And of course, as you probably will see from the video, she has a very powerful voice. But I think everyone else really enjoyed it, at least. Now, initially, this hadn't been my pick from the Latvian national final. There was another song that I sort of initially preferred, but actually I grew quickly to like this one a lot. I think it really does stand out a lot. There's a very distinct visual style to it as well. And Samantha, who quite frankly is mad as a box of frogs, but absolutely lovely, commits to the performance totally. She really sells this as as an overall package. And both the title of the song and the spray carrying backing singers, as you see from the music video, feel almost prophetic for what was to come very soon after she won in the Latvian national final. She was the co-writer of this song along with Aminata, who I no doubt you will know, I remember, who was one of Latvia's most successful recent entries in 2015, and was also the writer of their 2016 entry, which also was very successful. And I do feel this could have done well at Eurovision. I think it certainly would have been Latvia's best result since 2016. A quick word on Samantha, who I have nothing but a lot of love and affection for. This was her 7th attempt to reach Eurovision. She'd tried 4 times before with Latvia and also twice before with Lithuania as well. So the cancellation felt a particularly cruel blow to her, given that the Baltic countries tend to follow their Nordic neighbours in having national finals. And so the expectation, the best that she'd hoped for, was getting a guaranteed place in the Latvian semi-final or maybe the final, but there has been a very happy ending. Latvia's broadcaster has announced live on air, while to her, that she was going to be the entry for 2021 for Latvia, and she was pretty emotional about it. So you can see what this contest means to so many of the artists that take part in them. So I'm also hoping, keeping fingers crossed, that Aminata will be involved next year as well, because I think that collaboration has got real potential. So that's the first up in my top 10, but I'll be back soon with songs 9 and 8 in my top 41.